Ago, I was living in Manhattan. So what could be better? With time on my hands, I'm looking out at the Hudson River. I'm thinking I need to write a book. So that's how it started. It's about 3 young guys who are Mumbaikars. They've been friends through college in Mumbai, and then they decide to go to New York and become New Yorkers, and how their life changes. So it's all about their challenges, their love lives, their careers, their inner demons, and of course their parents who want them to get married, so that too. And so basically it's just an ensemble story about these 3 guys and the wonderful times they have together and the support they give each other through the tough times.
Thank you, Madhuri, and there'll be a lot of Q&A with you later. We'll leave that for right now, but don't go away, don't go away. We'd like to thank everybody who's here, also a few special guests. Salim, Arish is there. We're also waiting for another legend to arrive. He'll be here shortly. We have a few friends. This book is about friends. This book is about the camaraderie between friends and interpersonal relationships. And most of us who are here are somehow related to Madhuri, in a way. I'd like to request a few of you to come forward. Should we first read a passage? Let's read a passage.
Salim is here today, and very interestingly, today is the 4th of July. And how many years back was he in Manhattan with us? Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
You're supposed to only write.
Oh, boy. boy, okay. Yeah, but you know, one of my fondest memories in Manhattan is that 4th of July fireworks with you guys from Mumbai, public friends, you know. So I just wanted to say that. Yeah.
You can elaborate on it later. So, you know what? Let's kickstart the evening. We have a legend of music with us.
Yeah. Wow. I think I'll elaborate a little bit on the fantastic experience we had. So yeah, we were actually on a vacation, and obviously we knew that Suresh and Madhuri have moved to New York. So we live on the 3rd floor of Fortune Heights, and Suresh and Madhuri live on the 4th floor. And we just became friends. Obviously, we were neighbors, and then of course we had a lot of common interests. And when we were in the US, we had exactly, I think 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago it was the 3rd night, and it was Independence Day for the US, and I spoke to Suresh, and Suresh is like, "What are you doing?" I said, "We don't have any plans." And he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We don't have any plans." He said, "Listen, our apartment overlooks the Hudson, and the fireworks happen there. You must come and see it." I was like, "You know what? This is going to be a treat." And I can't tell you, because we were on 48th Street in Manhattan, and they, I think, were on the 42nd and 9th, yeah, and 11th, sorry. And there was no taxis we couldn't find a cab that would go, because it was so packed. We had to go through Times Square and everything. So we walked, and we walked a few blocks, and it was great. We seeing all the festivities and all that. Ultimately, we finally reached the entrance to the 11th Avenue, and the road was completely blocked. There was no way we could go ahead, and because that was it. So I kept calling Suresh, and it was impossible to get through, because at that time everybody was calling everybody. It's like the New Year's Eve. Finally I got through him, and then he came down, and there was no way we could go up without him, because the cops had blocked the road. So only if you live there, then you can enter that barricade. Finally we made it, and it was such a beautiful time we spent together. And when the book came out, I immediately thought of that moment, like what a wonderful time we spent that evening on Independence Day for America, the third night, and the fireworks, and the incredible company of our lovely friends Suresh and Madhuri, and among other friends there. We had a wonderful time. So honestly, this passage has nothing to do with that experience, but it's something which Madhuri has chosen, and I quite like it. Later that afternoon, as he entered the apartment after his usual Sunday grocery shopping, Neil saw that the living room had been dusted and tidied up. There was a lingering pine fragrance in the air, but Leela's daughter was nowhere to be seen. Neil offloaded his groceries in the kitchen and made his way to the bedroom. If she was still around, maybe she'd like some coffee. That way, he could brew 2 cups straight off. He stepped into his bedroom to find the bathroom door slightly ajar and the water running inside the loo. He knocked smartly on the door and opened it wider. Whatever Neil was expecting to see, it wasn't this. He found Monica Bellucci on her knees. Her long chestnut hair tucked in a beret, busy scrubbing his bathtub. This could well have been every man's ultimate fantasy. And for a brief moment, Neil thought it was just that, his fantasy. But the Bellucci was real all right. She turned off the bath water and stood up, revealing herself to be almost his height. Shaking hands was not an option. Her rubber-gloved hands were dripped soapy water onto the tiled bathroom floor. "Hi, I'm Leela's daughter." Neil swallowed. Neil. He could not take his eyes off her. She smiled and was down on her knees again. "Just finishing up. Another few minutes and I'm out of here." That was when Neil noticed his pile of dirty laundry. His wash clothes were still lying on the bathroom floor, all heaped up right behind her. I could go on because it gets quite interesting, but I think you should get the book and read it yourself.
Thank you very much, Salim. Thank you so much. Madhuri, I invite you back here for a brief period. So, let's just go away slightly from what we planned. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little more about the characters that you've written. Primarily the three boys, Neil, Sri and Shanks.
Talat has come. This is my big chance to escape. Bonding, they bond big time because for them just the friendship is a big deal. So no one's perfect. Each one has huge flaws. I mean, flaws like, life-threatening flaws practically. I mean, if you say, somebody's an alcoholic and somebody's got other issues. So there's all kinds of problems. But through those problems, they support each other and they keep their bonding intact. That is really what the story is about. Among their other problems are women. So the moment the girls come onto the scene, there is a lot of, there's a lot of cross currents, there's a lot of complications, and that is really what is driving that story forward.
Who's your favorite character in the book?
Tough one because I loved creating all of them, but I think the most fun I had was with Mrs. Revati, who is Shank's Tambram mother. She's a little conservative and she wants her son to marry a Tambram girl, while her son is actually dating a Chinese girl. So,
wow, that we need to read more about. Talat, since you're here, firstly, you'd like to share anything about your friendship, your relationship with Suresh, Madhuri?
Yes. First of all, I would like to wish your friend Madhuri. She's worked very hard, and I know because she writes. I know how she writes, and it's been a labor of love. Absolutely a labor of love, and the labor is here and the love is over there. Mr. Love, can you raise your hand?
Mr. Love, my biggest inspiration, if anyone has to ask, I'll just say it in advance.
So, you asked me about the friendship. I think friendship, I equate not in time. It's the moments which really matter, the intensity of the moments, and you might know somebody for a lifetime, and yet you may not know them. And you might know somebody for a very short while in terms of time. But the bonding which you develop is something which is far greater than a couple of lifetimes. So I think that sums it up.
Thank you. And, we'd like to, we've heard you so many times at their house, other places, singing, but today I'd like